Hi guys! Today I will be doing a spread in my sketchbook with mushrooms because I found this little set of a bunch of bi-colored pastel colors in the food shop. Actually, I saw them, I just really wanted them. Yeah, they were really cute, and I don't know, since the colors were so, vibrant wouldn't be the word, it's more varied maybe, I don't know, colorful. Made me think of mushrooms. So I thought I'd do some mushrooms with these to test them out. And I've never drawn mushrooms before. I'm more of a people drawer, person drawer, I guess. Backgrounds and objects and fauna is just not something I draw. So I thought I'd try that now. So the problem with these, none of them have color names, there are no numbers, there's nothing. So I made my own little system. I tried to label them or tried to put them in the order of like correct color order, but not very good at that. Tried though. I think in hindsight I should have just numbered them like as they were attached to each other, because it makes no sense to me. It's so random. Like which colors are with each other. Well, mostly, I mean, the greens and blues are together, and the reds, pinks, and oranges are together. But other than that, I feel like it didn't make any sense. So this book that I'm swatching them in is not actually my sketchbook. This is just some random book I have lying around. It's really shitty paper. It's actually a book for to have a cabins where we write messages and stuff, so it's not really made for art. So I just use it for swatching and stuff. But I decided to cut it out and put it in my actual sketchbook. Also, the paper is actually white compared to my sketchbook, where the paper is kind of grayish, so that the color will appear more accurate. Of course, if you do the art in this grayish on the grayish paper, the colors won't be accurate, but you get my point. So I started doing some sketches of some mushrooms that I found. I just googled mushrooms. Tried to get their essence. So first I tried to just use the colored pencils and not erase the pencil sketch and not use any liner. Because the colors are so light, it's so pastel, any sort of liner is going to overpower that, especially on these small doodles. But I did come across a problem with the pens struggling to... Yeah, I did do line art on this one after the fact, and I struggled because the pens didn't really work very well on top of these colored pencils. They were too waxy. And that just stopped working. If I did color hard, if I did like a light layer, and then it wasn't a problem. I really like this mushroom that I'm doing right here. It was really colorful mushroom with like a black background. I tried to do black shadows, but I hate it. I hate it so much. It's just not looking good. But hey, that's what the sketchbook is for. You test, you try, figure out what works and what doesn't work. And this just didn't work, in my eyes. Maybe if the background was black, but it's not. I decided to test pens that I have on top of these to see what works the best, because my liner, for example, stopped working after a while, and then I had to it was a mess. It was annoying. So the pens on the top there are all my black, white and gray pens, and then on the bottom there there's all my colored pens, like fine liners and multiliners and, you know, brush pens, not ballpoint pens and stuff. So I feel like the ones with brush nibs worked the best, whether it was the plastic nib or the actual bristle nib. I came to really enjoy the colored lines, actually, that weren't black, more like browns and reds. And I do have a couple that are more opaque that are not in these tubs that I put on screen here. It's in a different tub. They are very opaque, and I think most of them are like have a shine to them. And problem was a lot of them were dried out, which is funny because actually I bought them separate or loose, and a lot of them came to me already dried on one end because they're double-ended. But that's I'm not gonna talk about that. Anyways, they have a thicker nib and a thinner nib, so a lot of the thinner nibs were dried out, but the thicker nibs worked. So that's why some of these have like really thick line art. So here are the pens that I talked about. The very opaque ones that are slightly metallic. It's from Sig. They're the Zig Calligraphy metallic colors, and then the silver ones with the silver barrel. Those are the Zig Calligraphy no wait. Here we are. Zig Rider metallic colors. So the Rider ones with the silver barrel, those have like bullet nib, a smaller one and a thicker one, and then the calligraphy ones have chisel nibs. Not angled ones, but straight chisel nibs. And I kid you not, they work on top of everything. I just love them so much. I don't get to use them much, but when I do get to use them, mwah. This mushroom right here, unfortunately the camera caught 2 times actually while drawing this. I don't know, it does that sometimes. Didn't notice until it was a little late. Sorry. On this mushroom, I decided to try using the silver Zig calligraphy pen for the line art, but it got so thick. The line art turned out so thick that when you color on top of it, it darkens it because it's so light, and it just became splotchy. And yeah, that's my least favorite mushroom. I kind of hate it. But it's a sketchbook, you know. It's for trying and testing and all that stuff. Now I know. On this last mushroom I decided to try a different angle, because since the pastel colors, they have no contrast to them. Even when I used the white pen, it didn't create a lot of contrast, so I did most of it with black and like really dark colors, and then just topped it off with a little bit of the colors, and it looked pretty damn ugly until I added the white gel pen, but even then it's pretty ugly. It looks more like tree bark, but I guess that mushroom does look like tree bark anyway. Well, I guess that means it's a success. So here we are. That was the spread, and I think my favorites are the two on the right, with the red line art. Those are my favorites on that page. And on the other page, I think the favorite is the bottom left one, with that kind of cut out. For some reason, it's a really ugly mushroom, but for some reason the drawing of the mushroom is one of my favorite drawings. That's the irony for you. So I thought, actually I didn't end it here. I thought I'd bring out my Legion mini pads and do I was gonna do several small mushroom drawings, but I ended up just doing one, because my studio, or if you can call it a studio, is in my bedroom, and my boyfriend had got to bed, so I had to film it downstairs where the lighting is bad and camera setup is bad, so I just did the one. I chose the paper that was actually the thinnest. Really light. I don't know, I just like the texture. And I actually did line art, black line art, but with a much thinner pen. I think maybe I regret that after the fact, but I know, I mean, like I said, also colored pencils aren't my strong suit. I don't really draw with colored pencils much. So it was a good challenge, it was a good exercise. So yeah, that was it for this video. I mean, it is kind of cute when they're tiny like that. Gosh darn it. But it's not like it's a masterpiece or anything. I really enjoyed this session. I hope you did too. And thanks for joining me. Until next time, toodaloo!